Apex has finally addressed the ranked mode and what they've learned from Season 17. They've also gone into some pretty big data points and discussed changes for the upcoming Season 18. I'm covering it all, so let's get right into it. They've certainly acknowledged that ranked has an influx of Masters players, and they're saying that's due to the overly generous ladder points, bugs, and some other things. First off, though, to address the overly generous ladder points, they're saying Arsenal's LP tuning was intended to be generous, but not this generous. Its current tuning is causing a series of cascading issues with the rest of the ranked system, and they are going to tighten the amount of ladder points awarded along with bonuses included for Season 18. Regarding the bugs, they are saying that these are contributing to the tuning problems, but they are feeling confident about the upcoming fixes for these bugs. Now, what does this all really mean? Well, it's tough to say in a concise manner, but I'm going to do my best. Regarding the bonuses, they're saying when a player's ranking vastly exceeds their matchmaking rating, aka their MMR, the bonus system withholds the bonus. This limit is intended and used to dial in and correct a rank over time. However, they're saying that thanks to the generous LP, some players' rankings were becoming inflated compared to their actual MMR rating, and this was causing them to hit this no bonus points state much sooner. And in extreme cases, the rank was 1 to 2 tiers higher than their actual MMR, which is causing the bonus system to withhold them completely, and that's why a lot of players are talking about not seeing any bonuses. Now, this doesn't make a ton of sense to me because I've made Masters several times before and I stopped seeing bonuses even before I hit Masters. So I'm not really sure if this is a one-size-fits-all type of thing. They also mentioned that for the average player that wasn't seeing bonuses, well, they need to raise their MMR by actively defeating multiple squads per match while placing high in order to start getting bonuses again. But they're saying that they know it feels bad to perform well and not see any bonuses. So in Season 18, they're adding a minimum elimination bonus increase based on the player's MMR that will be exempt from bonus withholding and bumping up the elimination bonus slightly. That's kind of a confusing way to say that there is going to be a certain amount of elimination that you're going to get for just getting kills, and then the bonuses on top of that will be increased depending on your MMR and I guess depending on how many kills you're getting. I would also have to assume that it will depend on who you're killing in that match, but that's another topic that I'll get into in a second, the matchmaking. Now, as I mentioned, they are certainly acknowledging that there are just way too many Masters players currently in Season 17. They're even showing this graph where you can see this huge spike up in Masters players around the 25,000 mark, but then watch it taper off significantly as it rises close to 30,000 LP. What they're planning to do next is that the LP gains per match will be decreased to address the shift in ranking distribution. They're adding a rule set that only applies to diamond and above players to address this large concentration of players creeping above. So players in these rank tiers will have increased stakes and LP losses and decreased rating bonuses along with the loss mitigations. Now, they think these solutions together will slow the pace to Masters for the average player and allow for more accurate matchmaking and higher quality matches, especially in diamond and above ranks. This is something that pros and high-level ranked players have been asking for, and I actually think it is a smart idea. It's fine to tune the rank system for different rank tiers because it is hard to get a one-size-fits-all approach. What might work for a rookie or a bronze ranked player might not be the same way for a Masters or a diamond player. So they're definitely trying to make this much harder, but my only concern here is that I hope they're really going to up the ranked rewards because for most people who've hit Masters for many seasons, I find it tough to incentivize them when they've made it pretty easy, right in the middle, and now it sounds like it's going to be harder again. But it's all for the same rewards: a weapon charm, another Masters badge, and a season-long dive trail. But they didn't address any ranked rewards so far. Hopefully that will come closer to the beginning of Season 18. So I'm not ruling it out, it just wasn't mentioned in this blog post. Now, moving on to what they're calling perceptive play. In other words, for all you players who were ratting to reach Masters, or for all you players who were frustrated when your teammate solo launched and decided to land in a tree for the game, well, here we go. As you can see on this graph, this is the time spent crouched and the time spent idly standing by. You can see it spikes up in Season 17, and that is because a lot of players were ratting. Now, they are also talking about people ratting outside the ring to avoid actively engaging with other teams, and they don't really like this, of course. Why would they? So what they're going to do is they're going to adjust the ring timings to increase mid-game encounters. They're going to adjust ring damage tuning to enforce playing inside the ring, and they also said they fixed a number of ratting spots with more fixes to come. So right now, the first one closes at 90 seconds. In Season 14, they made a change where it closed in 60 seconds, so I'll be interested to see if they go back to that timer, but I don't know how much they're buffing the ring damage by, but this should be interesting. It might make rotating very difficult, especially if you find yourself landing on the opposite side of the map while the ring pulls to the other corner. More is definitely going to be revealed here, but it seems like they are really trying to crack down on all of these players who were ratting for the placement points and not ever trying to shoot their weapon. Now let's talk about the quality of matches, because Apex certainly went pretty in depth here. So first thing, they talk about queue time. They believe queue times are far too short, and this is helping contribute to a higher chance you're matched outside of your MMR. The graph below shows the average wait time by player skill, and you can see that when you get to Diamond and Masters, the queue time is a little bit longer, but not by much, and this is because of the inflated Masters in the current ranked system. It just doesn't make a ton of sense, but they're saying that it was a bug, okay? So I guess that gives some more clarity. The elusive root cause of this bug has been identified. They're actively working on a fix for more consistent high-end match experiences. So basically, if you're in Diamond and above, there's a high chance that it'll take longer to get into these lobbies, but they're saying that they'll hopefully be more balanced now. Now, I love that, obviously. It felt weird going up against players that maybe were more gold or platinum while I'm in Masters. However, I don't think that was the majority of the time, but they don't show the ranks anymore when you kill someone. You only get to see the rank of a player if you die to them and then spend the time spectating them. So it's always tough to gauge, and for now, we just kind of have to go off what they're saying. They also talked about a stat called total damage per match, and it looks like they're saying that when a match is unfair, many squads are decimated by an outlier squad, or maybe a couple outlier squads, which makes sense. You have predators running around, killing the rest of the lobby, and this denies other players opportunities to deal damage. But they're saying a more fair match will have squads fighting, taking cover, and recovering, which results in more overall damage dealt in a game. And you can see that it spikes up in Season 17, but to me, and I could be misinterpreting this, it sounds like they're saying that overall they're producing more competitive matches. I don't really understand this stat, and maybe someone in the comments can correct me. So if all of this sounded too confusing, here are the summary points. First, they're decreasing overall LP gains per match to combat the overall shift in the rank distribution, aka an influx of Masters players. Second, they're adding a rule set that only applies to Diamond and above players to properly dial in the top of the ladder. This means players in these ranks will have increased stakes and losses and decreased rating bonuses and loss mitigations. Be ready to put it all on the line. Third, they're adding a minimum elimination bonus increase based on the player's matchmaking rating and buffing the elimination bonus in general. Elimination should always contribute to your rank. Fourth, they're increasing action in the ring by adjusting ring damage. Fifth, they're adjusting ring timings to create more mid-game encounters and less pre-finale lulls. And lastly, they're going to update the matchmaking to better handle players that are actively challenging their own matchmaking rating for more competitively challenging matches that mirror their ranking. If some of you were hoping that these changes were implemented today, unfortunately, we'll all have to wait until Season 18. These updates give more data to further inform the changes and strengthen their tuning, but it also gives players who made it to Masters for their first time to relish the moment. So if you earn Masters in Arsenal, you'll keep it. You played by the game rules we implemented, and hopefully Season 18 will challenge you to earn it again. I hope by saying this, they're really going to address the ranked rewards, but like I said, I can't be sure. However, I do just have to say, after playing with so many randoms this season, if you were solo launching and ratting in a tree or on a mountaintop to get Masters without ever having to shoot your gun or get into any fights, then you certainly did not deserve the second highest rank in the game. Somebody had to say it. If you're interested in the best and worst ultimates in Apex, I suggest you check out this video next. Thanks so much for watching. Peace.